Great.
We're on air.
So, we are gonna talk about the drama triangle. Drama triangle, okay? As I said before, this is a conflict management tool. I would just directly describe it like that because it's also a social model to understand the psychological interactions, no? What it happens in moments of conflict. That's also the very important here thing, that it's about when the things go wrong, when there is some kind of misunderstanding or some kind of unconscious off-track way, we come to these three positions, okay? And I'm gonna be super direct. I'm not gonna go into background theory, which I also like a lot, and I think it's also very interesting to understand that this man, okay, the Stephen Karpman, he was a psychotherapist and a psychiatrist, okay? And as I said, he learned from a psychodynamic, which was Eric Bernet. He was one of the experts that has developed more theory in interpersonal field, okay? So that's why also they study the relational aspects, which is very interesting because we cannot study one individual alone, no? We need to study exposed to the others, and as we are doing here with groups and relational aspects, they are super important, no? To find out what's going on when there is a crash or a potential crash of two beings here. So what is happening is there's the music there, but doesn't really matter. I don't think it's bothering. Is it? No. Just put it down a little, yeah. It makes me relax, and now I need to speed up, not relax. So this is the triangle in which two positions are about superior, okay? And one position it is inferior, which it means that sometimes when we come into this potential conflict with another, we can become a persecutor or a rescuer. I'm going to start by the persecutor. What does that mean? In Spanish, it's perseguidor. Is this person in which is always going to tell you something critical about you. It's like, you look so good, but you didn't brush your hair. Or that's a very nice shirt, but it has a stain here. Is this always bad wish? I listen these breaths. Yeah, it's always this, almost there, but we will never get good enough, okay? And I'm sure, I don't know if it's your case, but in general, 80% of the people I see, they have a mother or a father like this.
Or a sister.
Or a sister, thank you. Or a sister, exactly. Or if we go broader, of course, a system, educational, we're gonna find a teacher like this, another aspects in social systems as well, no? We're gonna find a friend like this, that is always like, no? Your house is very nice, but I don't like that thing, you know? These things that. Anyway, very critical, voice, outside. Of course, now, again, outside, but we put it inside, and then we express it outside, because we have learned that it's not okay to be la-da-da. So then I tell to my friend, but I mean, like here, I know it's not happening, but sometimes it does happen. This kind of, what is he sharing about? You know, if someone is talking, and we will talk about sexuality and so on, if someone talks a little bit about something taboo, in my system can be like, ooh, you know, that's not something we can share about or we can exchange between men and women, for example, or even between women. What are we doing here? No, sharing about such an intimate thing. Or for example, if someone is very emotional, ooh, you know, think a little, no? Become rational, that's dangerous. So there's always this kind of critical side in me that I'm gonna put the other like, you are not good enough. But like always, this projection, it has nothing to do with the other, it has to do with me. So if I don't really take my ownership in this and my responsibility and say, no, this is nothing to do with her, she can dress, she can talk, she can feel, she can fuck, she can do whatever she wants, or he, and I have to find out the freedom in me and the allowance and the permission, and not just the freedom becoming chaotic and a rave man, but the freedom into responsibility as well, because those two words, they go together, freedom and responsibility. Otherwise, to run naked through the forest, it can be very nice, but what are you getting out of it? Okay, as I told you before, I always try to put the things together, but we cannot talk about the sky if we don't look at the earth. I mean, we need to put the things together, and people lose it sometimes and they just go into the sky or so much into the earth, no? So I think you understand me here, but I go fast. So it happens another kind of conflict, that it comes this rescuer that is like, chiki, I'm so soft and nice, and I'm gonna be here for you because I know better than you what you need to do. Bravo. This is also like these animals, they are all in NGOs and in this sector, no? That is like this kind of, also in the therapeutic world a lot, actually. And I was reading about, how is the update of this theory to bring it back to you? And I was listening, seeing that the mode of healing this, it would be to go into a therapeutic position or coach, the one that they tell you what to do. But we should never tell anyone what to do. And that's the first norm, that who am I, as I always say, but to be humble, who am I to say to the other what they should do? I mean, until I can understand, the context of that person, the feeling of that person, the beliefs of that person, the sensations of that person, I mean, if I could really get to there, maybe I can offer some kind of guidance. And of course, there are moments in which a person can be borderline, out of this, and of course you say, no, don't jump through the window, for sure. There are moments, in life in which you hold the other. But in general, we cannot go with this attitude that I know better, or I have done more therapy, so I've done a lot of therapy. I mean, now I look at myself, the others are not doing that. That's also a superior position. So how important is, again, to be equals in this. And the rescuer, what it's doing is also to avoid its own look or responsibility. It's like, I'm gonna take care of someone, because taking care of someone, it has happened to you, when a friend is so fucked in a whatever night and you want to help and help and help, helping activates serotonin neurotransmitters, wellness transmitters. So it's, I want to help because it's so nice, or to go into a volunteer trip or work. But if I'm outside there, I'm not inside here. As obvious as that. And if I'm not here, I'm not gonna be feeling my restlessness, traumas, wounds, needs. I express too much, I express too little. How is it to be me today? And then tomorrow, which all the time I'm changing. And that's also very important, because we are all the time changing. And all the time we need to get to know me, and to get to know me in these circumstances of the year, of the life, and also with my own energy and resources. So responsibility and looking inside would be the cure of that one. The cure of this one for sure would be a constructive critics and saying, hey, look, do you want to hear from me what I'm thinking about this, or my experience with this, or some potential resources with this, okay? Always not to step back into someone, always just respect the boundary and ask always for permission first, okay? So that's also very important. That's actually what I did, sometimes when I'm hard here, and I always say, with heart, I do it with care, but sometimes you need to be hard with people. You cannot just be loving and caring and all is gonna be fine, no? Sometimes we don't know if all is gonna be fine, but we need to say to the other something hard that it really, now, now I'm reacting to it, When I look back into my personal processes, I can really relate to that, that it's not just nurturing and compassion where it hits, it's also a little bit of toughness with love, okay? And with respect, and with, are you ready to receive this? Where it helps. So this would be an energy more of this toughness, and it would be an energy of more soft. But they go in the same direction, which is to create a victim. A victim will always need these two. And we all fall into these roles. Some personalities, of course, they have more tendency to this than to the other, or to the victim. But they need each other, and that's also the dance here, the exchange. That when I am there with my wife at home, and she's like, what are they I have had at work, and venting, and she doesn't gain also responsibility of her own decisions. If you are not okay at work, you leave work. Isn't it the general thought? But again, are we gonna heal with an action or with a decision? Not just that. We need to heal a little bit more deep, and with all the levels of experience, okay? With the beliefs, with emotions, so not just acting out on them, okay? So that's also very important to say, the victims are the ones that they cry it all, but they don't move, they don't make changes. It's like, poor me, no? A lot of mothers also become that, no? When they age, and it's like this kind of, come back to me, take care of me, this, energy. And also very sticky, very sticky. People that they cannot also say, hey, bye-bye, and bye-bye, bye-bye, and see you soon. Maybe tomorrow, or in a week, or in a month, or in a year, and we still will be friends, But it's this kind of, anyone loves me. So, do you love you? I mean, would be also the thing here, a little bit like the rescue. Can you look at you? Can you be there with you? Because otherwise, we are becoming a victim of the world. Not all the things are happening to you, and you are not the center of everything. And I think that's also vital to understand. that this they think that they all about them. Egocentrism is very there. So open up to this. Of course, from here we could go many places, and as you can see, it's also about the letting go. It's about the self-care, but we are looking in other chapters. I was gonna say in other meetings. There is also a continuity of how I can just step out of there, not be invited, because the psychological games, they are very tempting and they are very working. That's also why they stay with us. And I'm getting some kind of benefit that is to confirm something of my childhood wounds. Make sense? So it will be so nice, like, I'm gonna put me, like I said, higher because then I get, like I can make it. Or I'm gonna help the other because then I feel more able, you know, and that I know better. Or I'm gonna just cry a little because then I can feel I'm not good enough in this world and I don't belong. Can we? And then again, it's a that is not also to push through. I don't want you to push through. I want to be aware, you know, and to respect the space, the process you are at, and to leave as much room as you can for that. And actually my thought, and we will find out, but it's to work like the way with this feminine and masculine energy. Okay, that helps a lot with archetypes. You talk a lot about that. And I think it's also very interesting to find out when I need to be active, when I need to be passive. That is such an art as well, that is not that easy, okay? But it's so important also to find out when I need to allow me to rest and when I say, hey, enough time at home or in the sofa, now you go for a run, or now you call a friend. You know, so a little bit this balance between those inner voices as well, or energies, and to allow that to help us.
I just want to know, like, if someone is choosing to become a victim for so much time about something, is it because this person has no energy to overcome things, like a defense mechanism to protect herself or himself about what is too much in the mind, what is too much in the body, or everything? Or
yes, I mean, normally it depends on the cases. Again, I need to study the case in itself, but in general, I could answer that many victims, they are super disassociated. They are the ones that they will never come to therapy.
Oh.
So any of you is a victim in that sense. You can fall. I love it. No, because a victim will never spend time and money and energy into self-change, you know, self-exploration, never. We just put the thing outside, you know, it's like the blame is from the others, or from me not being good enough, but don't take an action on that. So in that sense, they are that disassociated, I think is the word, that disconnected that they cannot even look at that. And I mean, many times actually what I see is like somatically they suffer a lot from the body pain, from different illnesses.
But during the process of healing, sometimes I also find myself being in the victim chair.
For sure.
And then I get up or stay for a while.
We all do. Of course, as always, the more aware you are, the less you sit there. No? It's like a little fire tap. But of course, unconsciously you do sit there and you say, Denmark, the winter, the Danish, how difficult it is to make relationships here. I mean, it's true, this is something I listen a lot, but then I say, but then move your eyes. I mean, and commit to something, and do something, because you feel also as alone as you want to feel. And I mean, that I'm so hard. I mean, because I also see, like, I choose to focus, as I mentioned to you other time, like that the spring is coming. I mean, it's what you look at. You look at the, you know, but then you will find just the not nice things. But if you look at the, hey, there are possibilities, and I see that a lot of beautiful people here. I mean, in Denmark, I have collected much more beautiful people than in Spain. It's my experience. I mean, I feel, my God, it's so amazing the people I'm blessed to meet. So I cannot say, you know, no, I'm okay here. But anyway, what I want to say is also a conscious decision of not allowing the things to eat you. And sometimes, of course, we feel tired, we feel with a period, we have not slept, we whatever feel it, and then we are like, oh, or we feel here like, you know, how the others are doing their things. You know, sometimes we all fall into they are not good enough workers or good enough, blah, blah. But then as soon as possible, boom, switch. What do I need to do with this? Because in the other language would be to take your grown-up away, up, and to say to the child, no, we cannot just be children here. No, I'm putting the responsibility out, or blaming others, or like, no, we need to gain the power and find out what to do with this that we have today. And maybe we cannot do much, and we need to be sad for the next 72 hours, and nothing happened. you know. But by the way, as I told you also, and I reminder here, biologically, the sadness and the emotions, they just last 2.5 minutes in the body, max 3. So this is also very important to remind, that the rest we make it up, or we have made it up before, the script of life, okay? Narratives, but it's not the real truth. So if I really go into an emotion, and it can come in waves, I'm not saying like 3 minutes and gone forever and ever. It can come in waves, but it's not meant to stay. Okay? End of the story. Oh,
Cut.